just outside of Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, where tiny communities are scattered like stars in a vast, dark sky. A little town called Levack. My family has sought solace since the 1930s. Each summer, we escape the city and head to our cottage, embraced by towering pines and the silence of the wilderness. Yet, beyond our familiar enclave, we were strangers, outsiders in a land where locals guarded their warmth like a scarce resource, offering polite smiles but little else. 20 years ago, on a moonless night, my friend Bob and I were driving back from a bar called the Carchi Hotel. The clock neared 3 a.m., and the road was a tunnel of blackness, the forest on either side swallowing the reach of our headlights. My cane, a constant companion, had made roadside stops impossible, and desperation for a rest stop was mounting. Bob suggested pulling over, but I urged him to drive faster, hoping for a beacon in the dark. We turned off Highway 144 onto Regional Road 8. We then come over a little hill, crossed a bridge. A crimson neon glow pierced the void, with a sign that said Bluebird Bar and Tavern. Cars dotted the parking lot, an odd sight for such an hour. Bob, ever the optimist, mentioned local chatter about a mural inside, painted by a Disney artist depicting an Old West scene. We entered, and the air shifted, and on the far wall loomed the mural, its colors unnaturally vivid, almost pulsate. The room held few souls, 3 women with untouched drinks to my right, 2 men by a pool table to my left, and a young bartender leaning on the counter, his smile fixed as if he'd been waiting for us. Their eyes followed us, not with the usual Northwoods indifference, but with an eerie expectancy, and as if we'd stepped into a play already in progress. After a quick trip to the bathroom, Bob handed me a beer. We approached the mural. A young man, slightly unsteady, fed a coin into a pristine Wurlitzer jukebox, its 45s gleaming like relics. The needle dropped, and Chubby Checkers' "Let's Twist Again" filled the room. He swayed toward me, beer in hand, and asked me to dance. I pointed to my cane, declining with a smile, and turned to the mural. The painting was a fever dream of the Old West. Swinging saloon doors, women lounging at a bar, gamblers hunched over cards. Its perspective was warped, the colors too harsh, as if lit from within. Bob's gaze darted to the pool table, then back to the mural. "Look," he whispered. The men by the pool table, still as statues, mirrored the gamblers in the painting. The same sharp cheekbones, the same shadowed eyes. No clack of pool balls had sounded since we arrived. Curiosity turned to obsession. We scanned the room, matching each face to the mural. The bartender, lean and boyish, was a gunslinger by the saloon doors. The 3 women at the bar were barmaids, one poised by a piano. The jukebox man, still feeding coins, was the pianist in the scene. Every soul in the bar was accounted for in the mural, except us. The numbers matched perfectly, a closed loop of reality and art. Another coin dropped. "Let's twist again." Played again. We tried to rationalize it. Perhaps the artist had painted the regulars, a quirky tribute. I asked the bartender, "Is that you in the mural?" His smile didn't falter, but his eyes clouded, head as if my words were static. The women, when questioned, stared blankly, their cocktails undisturbed. No one moved. No pool cues struck. The no glasses lifted. The room felt like a tableau watching us. "Let's go." Bob, reluctant, convinced me for one more beer. As we stood by the mural, the jukebox clicked again. "Let's twist again," a third time. My skin prickled. The song wasn't just repetitive. It was a pulse, a warning. We crossed the dance floor, every eye tracking us, unblinking. Then I froze. "Bob, look." The mural had changed. Beyond the saloon doors, 2 shadowy figures stood. One male, one female, their forms vague but familiar. As we stepped closer, details emerged. The woman leaned on a cane. The 2 new figures in the picture were us, gray and indistinct, as if being painted in real time. Bob's bottle crashed to the floor. He grabbed my arm, and we bolted for the door. The jukebox man started toward us, his steps deliberate. Every figure in the bar rose, their gazes heavy. We burst through the door, the music blaring. Then silence. The neon lights blinked out, the windows black as pitch. Bob's headlights swept the lot, no cars remained. Gravel sprayed as we sped away, hearts pounding, the roadhouse vanishing into the dark like a dream. 10 miles later, we gasped. What was that? If I'd been alone, I might have dismissed it as a hallucination, but Bob saw it too. Days later, my sisters, intrigued, insisted we return. At dusk, we pulled into the roadhouse's lot, now bustling with unfamiliar faces. The mural was there. Gunslinger, gamblers, barmaids. But the doorway was empty, no trace of our shadows. The Wurlitzer was gone, replaced by a modern jukebox with no chubby checker. I asked the bartender, a young woman, about the previous Saturday. My dad owns this place. No one was here at 3 a.m. last Saturday. The mural's still there, colors still too bright, figures still watching. The doorway's empty, but I know what I saw. That night, we didn't just find a bar. We found a secret, something that wanted us to stay. And I can't shake a feeling that at the Bluebird Restaurant and Tavern in Levack, Ontario, Canada, something or someone is waiting for us to come back.